16906, cleared to Orlando. Runway 25, Nanjo 4, Romeo departure, over Bravo 767 as filed. Climb and maintain 18,000 feet until advised, choose 120.5.
This is a squawk. What's the squawk?
4631.
Okay, we're cleared to Orlando, via runway 25, Nanjo 4, Romeo, upper Bravo 767 as filed, 180, and then squawk at 4631, I believe 120.5.
That is correct, JetBlue 16906, report ready to engine and start and push back.
We'll go. Buenas tardes, JetBlue 8094, we have information, Lima, looking for access to Kennedy.
Hello, JetBlue 8094, standby. JetBlue 8094, ready to copy to Kennedy.
Go ahead for JetBlue 8094.
JetBlue 8094, cleared to JFK by runway 25, departure, Nanjo 4, Romeo, upper Bravo 767, Papa Zulu Alpha, then as filed. Climb and maintain 18,000 feet until quarter advised. Squawk 4612, departure frequency 120.5.
Declare to Kennedy via runway 25 via the Nanjo 4 departure, Romeo transition, wait on upper Bravo 767, Papa Zulu Alpha found, and we climb initially to 18,000 feet until further advised. 4612 is the flag and 120.5 is departure frequency.
JetBlue 8094, repeat correct, report ready to engine and start and push back.
JetBlue 8094, thank you.
Good afternoon, guys. Sorry about the little delay there. I just realized that when I'm streaming live, the microphone gets put off onto the live, the logo gets cast upon my navigation display, so I'll move that. So that was the delay.
Departure frequency 120.5.
Cleared to Memphis via runway 5, Knoxville forward, uniform Alpha 502, FPA, then as filed, up to 18,000, squawk 4633, departure 120.5.
Repeat correct, FedEx 56, report ready to engine and start and push back.
Southwest 1203, climb to
Southwest 163, today is clear to Houston via runway 07.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome aboard American Airlines Flight 714, nonstop service from Newark, New Jersey to Halifax, Nova Scotia. We're flying today's leg as a tribute to the upcoming WorldFlight, which will be one of our assigned legs out of 15 that we're going to fly beginning November 1st. So we're pretty excited about that. And I say we, Captain Tim James is going to be joining me. We're going to be multi-crewing the event from here out of the Gulfport Air facility. So welcome on board.
Roger that, American 1204. I called you back. Give me a minute.
Okay. I would like to put down a request for runway 07.
Roger. American 1204, copy 86 securing.
Go ahead.
Clear to Miami via runway 7, Nanjo 3, Romeo transition. Romeo means Radon, to join upper Bravo 767 to Papa Zulu Alpha direct honor. At file, climb to 18,000, 18,000, 14, 12, approach 120.5.
Aircraft to Miami via runway 07, Nanjo 3, Romeo transition, radon, upper Bravo 767, Papa Zulu Alpha, bonus, flight plan route, runway maintain 18,000, and the squawk 4612, American 1204.
In the frequency, the air 120.5, a repeat is correct, and confirm your gate.
120.5, and we're parked at Alpha 12 today.
That's ready.
So this morning we flew a leg with a new piece of software that we have for the throttle quadrant, and although I don't think that had anything to do with it, I was still having an issue with runaway trim. So let me turn this down a little bit. So I'm going to try to revert back the settings that I had used previously. Get this up here. on the software to enable the movement, pitch movement on the trim. We're going to revert that back. I just want to try that to see if that could possibly have anything to do with it. Let's see, and that's going to be under the cockpit maintenance options. So here there's an autopilot pitch channel, and previously it was set to trim. So we're going to put it back on trim because I want to see what effect that has, if any. Because why am I saying this? Before I made that change, excuse me, it's allergy season. Before I made that change, I had no issue with the trim, the auto trim in autopilot mode. It was working fine. Now, since I've made the trim change or the setting change, my trim is starting to run away from me. So I need to get to the bottom and figure out what that was causing a problem. So we're going to just try it on this leg. Since we're doing this primarily just to acquaint ourselves with the facilities, both Newark's and Halifax. So we have our OFP on board. Today's flight's going to be, cruising altitude is going to be 37,000 feet. Cost index 30. Zero fuel weight estimate is 113.8. And we're departing runway 4 left, so we're in turnaround mode, so everything's pretty well set. We'll go ahead and get our flight plan set up in here. Kilo Echo Whiskey Romeo Newark. And we're going to load the route. Unfortunately, we have no ATC here, although we are flying it on VATSIM. I'll tell you, living in the South has its pluses, but it also has its minuses when it comes to the allergies. Beautiful oak trees, but man, they produce some pollen. Our departure 4 left. And interesting that there's no departure out of here, okay. Arrival is 5. We're gonna have Yankee 5, we'll take it. Fundy, Alex. Fundy 5 and the Alex. And we'll take it. All right, 113.9, that's good. CG's 23. $30.18. On the Barrow. Select temperature is 53. Enter that in the box. We derate 2, flaps 5. CG 23.6. 532 on the trim. All right, and we're getting these speeds here of 146, 146, 149, 156. Okay. So we've got a couple of viewers. Thank you guys for stopping in. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. I'll try to get to them as quickly as I can, as I probably after departure, but glad you're here. Double checked 3018 on the weather. I do these flights for a couple reasons live, mainly just to get more familiar with the airplane, and it forces me to follow procedures, or at least attempt to. All right, so there's no SID. Let's look at the taxi. So there won't be assigned parking when it comes to WorldFlight, so it's going to pretty much be whenever you arrive and wherever you end up. So this is going to be 4 left as departure, so we'll probably back up and taxi down Alpha. I would think Alpha all the way down. We'll see. Unless we get ATIS, that's what I'll do. So we're going to back off with our nose to the left. Let's see what we have here. Three. I don't think I've received no PDC or anything, so I'm just going to squawk 2000. Sometimes we'll get a little, when no one's online and you file, you'll get a notice that just says squawk a code. That way they know that I don't know what the purpose of it is. It's a different squawk code, but not like a PDC clearance. All right, so 4 left. It's 39. Okay, so we're set. We'll just go progress on this page. Flaps are up. Fuel cutoffs are down. Spoiler is down. Oxygen looks good. He's armed and guarded. Yaw damper on. Yeah, it's normal. Auto normal. Crossfeed valve is working. Let's start the APU. Park on. Cabin electricals on. Auto trim, auto voice, auto trim air, auto air conditioning, auto fans, recircs, auto packs, auto bleeds. We are at an elevation here of 18 feet. Set that at 50. Don't want any radar on.
Monitor radar display. Go around. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead.
Just checking hydraulic pressure. Quantity. And quantity on oil is good. All right, packs on, APU on, APU bleed is on, and we can get off the ground. If anyone's watching that has successfully got GSX's menu options working through a Stream Deck, I'd appreciate it. So we're going to have to back up the old-fashioned way. Let's see. Let's go to maintenance, ground service, pushback request, pushback with the nose to the left. Pushback direction left. I have no idea how that's going to work. We'll see. Here he comes. So just looking at this real quick, there are no departure restrictions. So we'll go ahead and put this up to 37. Set our MCP altitude to 37. Okay. Yeah, okay, so I can see they're hooking us up. Not sure how this is supposed to work, but let's see. Yeah, not sure how this is supposed to work. Let's see. If we take the parking brake off, I guess that's how it's supposed to work. Sorry guys, never used it before. That's ProSim's version of it. So, all right, so we've got packs off. Start the clock and ground. Anti-collision on. All right, so it should have gone nose to the left. What happens if I change it now? There we go. And then you can just stop it. So I guess that's actually a pretty good setup. Maybe I should use that more often. All right, so let's go ahead and put this back on, and we're looking for 26. We got it. Put all of our fuel on. We even have a little in the center tank. Alright, so let's start number one. $17, looking for 26. And there's 26. Just waiting for number one to kick over. There it goes. All right, so number one starts. Put our hydraulics on, probes on, fuels are all on. We're gonna leave these in continuous. Put our lights on. We're good across the wheel, nose wheels armed and are normal and guarded. Main panel, lower panel D is normal. N1 and speed switches are set to auto. Reset fuel. Flaps 5. Newark traffic, American 714, taxiing via Alpha to 4 left, Newark traffic. All right, so we have all of that on. Let's turn our APU off, and let's check the All right, so we're going to put our transponder TARA. We'll go ahead and put our traffic on. And weather radar is on. We know it looks pretty good. Seat belts are tight. Newark traffic, American 714 at Alpha, Alpha 11 for left departure, Newark traffic. This is Victor on here.
Approaching 04 left. On runway 04 left.
All right. Auto throttle on. Looking for stabilization, and that's good, Toga. Throttle set to takeoff thrust. Airspeed live. Knots. Looking for V1. V1, rotate.
V1.
Positive rate, gear up, auto brake off. Flaps 2. Flaps up. All right, let's go Command A. So it definitely cuts, when that trim setting is taken off, there is no movement, no pitch movement in the yoke. So let's go back here real quick, cockpit setup, options. I'm gonna change this back to elevator. Now I'm getting movement. I just don't know how that's affecting the trim on the throttle. Okay. After takeoff, positive rate, gear up, flaps are up all the way. Altimeters, our pressurization looks good. We have continuous, lights are on, taxis are off, strobe on steady. Landing gear off. All right, we are off to the races. So I'm going to leave that setting off for now, leave it on elevator. There's definitely a correlation there, I'm sure. Guys, I see there's a few of you watching. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them if I can. Just wish we had VATSIM online today. $35.2. So if you're wondering, the ATC is provided by FSATC Chatter. And if I set my COM2 to a prescribed channel that's listed here, so they have a tool that scans all the areas where you're actually flying in real world, and what would typically be the designated air traffic control frequency for this area would show up in the list. So if you tune that channel, it'll pick up whether it's clearance, delivery, ground, tower, approach, departure, center. It's all based on the channel. So it should be switching to like 135.2, 131.2, 135.2. So this would be LaGuardia Center. No, that's clearance, sorry. New York Center. Do we have a center up here? We have a departure. LaGuardia approach 127.3. 127.3. So that would be New York approach. So we have no SID here, we're just heading out. Bradley approach. Yeah, we'll be way over them by the time. They'll service only up to about 10,000. Dave Laurie, hey buddy, how are you, man? Long time no see. Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, all is well here. How about it with you? How's everything? There's 18,000, 2992. Yeah, having a ball. Getting ready for WorldFlight, so that's what's priority right now. Yeah, I know it's probably a little dark, but unfortunately, the only way to, oops. The only way to really brighten up the cabin is to put a bunch of light in here, and then it kind of washes out the outside. So keeping it darker. I mean, it's perfect for me inside here. It's just the cameras, and I'm using OBS cameras, so that's why I have the camera in the upper left, looking over here, because it kind of gives you a better perspective, looking out over the sweep of the windshield. But yeah, man, I'm glad you stopped in. Thanks for dropping a comment. Good to hear from you. Scenery's still going well. Trying to stay out of trouble. Oh, I'm sure you're doing fine. Y'all relocated in the same area, but you relocated, if I recall correctly. Yeah, last year when we went to, what was it? Not this past summer, summer before, when we went to Vegas for Flight Sim Expo. I don't know if I never thought about that. We should have reached out. Maybe we could have tagged up and met somewhere. That would have been good. We're going to make some more trips, though. Yeah, so these flights, even though I would prefer being on VATSIM, I wanted to make this flight just to kind of get an idea. We have 15 legs for WorldFlight coming up in November that assigned to us, so I've been trying to made all of them. This is about halfway through the list. Just to check them out and see, make sure there's nothing. Oh, do we have somebody coming in here? Bradley approach. No, my flight plan's filed. Let's see.
Delta 1651, I'm going to move you over to 24 right, 24 right now. That looks like the frequency is 108.5.
24 right for 1651.
We always send it again, though. Let's see. I don't know why Bradley would even be reaching out, because I'm flying overflying him. Yeah, okay, buddy. Take care of yourself. Thanks for stopping in. Let's see.
United 275, maintain 250 knots, and you are cleared on left runway 25 left approach.
Maintain 250, clear 25 left, 75.
Delta 1651, maintain 250 knots, cleared on left runway 24 right approach.
Currently maintain 2 knots compared to the hour, 4 approach, so go on.
North 77, Uniform Alpha Heavy, contact approach 124.9.
Got 50, 389, confirm we're clear for the ILS 24 right.
Skywest 5389, you are cleared. I left runway 24 right approach.
Thank you, clear for the ILS 24 right, 5389.
Number 7860, Papa, approach 12 Angle, altimeter 299 degree. Are you on O now?
Yeah, we're on the
A assignment at 10.5. Skywest 5389, contact approach 128.5.
8.5, good night, 5389.
United 584, contact approach 124.9.
124.9, get in out at 584. Afternoon 2971 is 27.5 descending via the Angel for arrival.
All right. Well, I know that's working well, so that's cool.
Runway 24 right approach. 24 right is 280 or greater.
Okay, 280 greater, and we're clear for the ILS 24 right, Del 2971, thanks.
So we're overflying his airspace now, but that's cool.
Hey, just want to confirm.
Let's see, 123,950.
280 or greater, please.
Okay, well,
Southwest 5290, fulfill your cleared on left runway 25 left approach. 25 left tonight for traffic.
Clear ILS 25 left, Boeing 290.
447, yeah, you can have 25 left. Expect ILS runway 25 left of this.
Thanks very much, Delta. 447 heavy will keep the speed up to 300.
Actually, Delta 447, just make it 280 for the south side.
Welcome.
Okay.
1651, contact approach 128.5.
28.5.
Remember, 60 Papa, contact
All right,
approach
so we're looking at Mach
124.6, right? 60 Papa, just 124.6. Connect.
32 knot tailwind, not too bad.
Approach Alpha 3132, 222, descending to the Angel 4, information kilo.
Southwest 3132, approach, expect ILS runway 25, attention 24, right approach 24 right today, and release speed of 270.
Go to 270 knots, and we'll expect 248 Southwest 3132.
Delta 447 Heavy, you are cleared on left runway 25 left, release speed of 250.
Go to 250 now, Delta 447 heavy cleared, ILS 5 left.
Southwest 5290, release speed 250, and contact approach 124.9.
4.9.
That was for Southwest 5290, speed 250, and contact approach 124.9.
4.9, 250, Southwest 5290.
This fella that's working Bradley Center is not familiar with WorldFlight.
3132, you're cleared ILS runway 24 right.
Or that working Bradley approach. It's unusual. I would think that they would be, but not everybody is, I guess.
Dragon 504, you are cleared ILS runway 25 left approach, and release speed
All
of
right, so
240.
everything is looking clean.
509, clear ILS 25 left. American
Battery bus, gens 1 and 2 are looking good.
Southwest 3144,
Oops.
24.5,
Scoop.
Hollywood North,
Only had the right packs on.
3144, approach at 2,
Good, take these engines off continuous.
Los Angeles altimeter 2993.
That's Leaveview, cleared ILS 25 left, Southwest 3144.
Delta 447, I just want to verify you are cleared ILS runway 25 left approach.
Okay, thank you, Delta 447, cleared ILS 5 left.
Delta 447 Heavy, contact approach 124.9.
Delta 447 heavy, connect.
Southwest 3132, contact approach 128.5.
28.5 today, Southwest 3132. Dragon 1901, sending you to Hollywood, leaving 230.
Dragon 1901, approach, expect ILS runway 25 left approach.
Okay, 25 left, good kilo, American 1901.
Delta 2250, move to the Gulf Sierra Papa Airport via the Palmer 2 departure. Direct Palmer, Dennis Files. Maintain 10,000 and block 52.
Yeah, so I've got a screen over here on the side that I can look at all the utility stuff that I need.
The Palmer 2, Palmer transition, then as filed up to 10,000, block 5257 to Gulf Sierra Papa.
Let's see.
And number 3356.
3356 now,
Yes, sir, we're not taking off PVC. You need to get a clearance, please.
You're going to need to get a clearance.
Airport via the Bang 2 departure, Lux transition, then direct, maintain at 10,000, block 4165.
73356 is via the bank departure, Lux, yes, and direct. I maintain 10,000, block 4165.
73356 back at verified the Bang 2 departure.
Thank you, Department, number 3356.
Clears delivery 185326 with departure, start transition, then it's found. On maintain 10,000 and stay flight level 220 and 10. Watch switch to your future swap 7226. Should be the 5326. Yeah, 5326, good, that's correct. And where are you parking in today? We're ramp 4, D42, 86320. Okay, 5326, thank you very much. Have a good flight. Thank you, good day.
Yeah, so I'm chatting back and forth with my fellow air traffic controller who is, oh, let me turn this off over here because it really gets to be much. Okay. The I won't say his name, but the gentleman that's working Bradley Approach is I was chatting back and forth with him, and so I sent him a link to the live stream. So I'm overflying his airspace. He's controlling this green area right now that you can see in the map. There he is. Now that's not the same name that's in on V-Pilot. Is that a difference? I like the Franz Holzhauser. Is that right? The designer at Tesla. All right, so we're overflying his airspace. And there's Boston below us. So, Hans, you've never heard of WorldFlight before? If you look up Team Hamilton under that link that I sent you, that's the team I'll be flying with. Mr. Hamilton himself, and then Pat 738 and myself will be on his team, splitting the 24-hour clock for WorldFlight. We roughly have 8 hours window of each throughout the day. We're all going to fly the first leg departing out of Sydney to Auckland, and then we start splitting up the responsibilities from there. He'll fly the rest of the 8 hours for the day, and then this aircraft will pick up the next day about a little bit after lunchtime, I think, Central Time. I'm in Central, so I'm at 6 hours minus UTC. So,
it's just you, but I have the clearance if you're ready to copy. I'll go to 413, you're cleared to the airport. We have a fill 2 departure, Greenwood transition, I said cloud, 123341. Fill 2, Greenwood transition, squad 3341. 413, heavy detect correct. You have an expected departure clearance time 1810, about 25 minutes from now. 2110,
So there is a lot of sitting around up here. There's no question about it.
vector north 1, direct Gulf, Quebec, Oscar, direct 5, maintain 10,000, 47116. What was that first sector after the vector? Radar vector north 1, November, Oscar, November, Echo. Alright, for number 36, 20 clear to your radar vector. Then Gulf, Quebec, Oscar, S filed up to 10,000, 3620, is that correct? And where you pump that? Over at Echo, 31. Right, thanks. Thanks, delivery, Air Star 9464. Air Star 9464, right. I was told to call you for repositioning. We're currently at the signature, and we need to reposition over the south cargo ramp to total air services. And I'm at 9464. Once you done that, you can contact me. I'll have a new clearance for you. We're not ready to pick up the clearance at this time. We just need to reposition. That's what I want to talk about. You can get ready. Contact me. Yes, sir. We had a maintenance return. Looks like we might be out of here in about 20 to 30 minutes at the latest. Just wondering if our CDLC clearance is still valid. So the 1240 affirmative, and I'll amend the time so you don't time out. Give you 2 hours from right now. Outstanding. Thank you, sir. Maintain 4,000 on the parking. Park frequency 121.0 plus 2016.
Alright, so it sounds like ATC ran out from wherever we are. So let's see if I can get Bangor. Blind. Let's see, center, should be Boston Center up here, I would think.
Travis Skyler, 264 Golf, and left downwind 7.
It could be that they were never able to get on 32.
Travis Skyler, 264
I don't know what available channels there are on live ATC that you could record.
American 1901, ready to know that 250 is under above the speed limit.
Alright, American 1901, what is it? American 302 is 260, depending on the Hollywood 1 arrival.
American 302, approach, ready to know that 250, expect that left runway 25 left approach.
Okay, 250 knots, ILS 25 left, American 350.
American 504, contact approach
Never knew.
124.9 negative.
24.9 today, American, on level 4.
American 302, at Cebu, you're cleared on left runway 25 left approach, maintain 250 knots.
250 knots, that's DVU cleared the ILS 25 left approach, American 350.
American 1901, at Cebu, cleared on left runway 25 left approach, maintain 250 knots.
Alright, maintain 250 knots, cleared the ILS 25 left approach.
Southwest 3144, reduce speed at 250.
335.
Southwest 3116, we are passing 240, descending via the Hollywood 1 with PLO, good evening. Southwest 3116, approach, expect ILS runway 25.
Alright guys, I'm going to step away for just a minute or two before I hit top of drop. We've got about 20 minutes before we get to top of descent, so I'll be right back.
American 1901, contact approach 124.9.
24.9.
Southwest 3116, at Cebu, you are cleared on left runway 25 left approach. At Cebu, clear the ILS 25 left approach, Southwest 3116.
Approach Copy 6053, descending to ground level 300, VV, forward, call,
653, approach cleared LS 25 left, 300 knots, still advised.
Okay, 300 till advice, call, 25 left.
2531, 300 knots, still advised, please.
You got it, 300 to about, that was 25.
Over 627, approach 249.
24.9 for the 627. Unit JetBlue 101, Q44, descending via the Hollywood 1.
Double 101, approach 300 knots, cleared LS 25 left.
But I was Q5 left, JetBlue 101.
And 300 knots, please.
300 knots, JetBlue 101. Good evening, Southwest 4546, with you, follow 290, descending via the Angel forward, kilo.
So 4546, approach cleared LS 24 right, 300 knots for now.
Maintain 300 knots, cleared for 24 right, Alice Express Southwest 45.
2531, 250 knots or greater.
250 or greater, Delta 25, 31.
The 6053, reduce speed to 250. You can be out above if you need it. Well, actually, you won't even need it. Super fast, need it before that.
Okay, 250 knots, copy
6053, approach 249. You have a great day.
24.9 feet.
Got 6209, 250 knots.
Wish that was, the section was a little bit easier to see.
Fairway 955, out of 26.5, Hollywood 1.
Clear 955, 300 knots, cleared LS 25 left.
300 knots, cleared ILS 25 left, fairway 955. I'll finish it up to 11.
1211, approach 280 knots, cleared LS 24 right.
Delta's at 11.
Over 1211, you're cleared ILS 24 right, 280 knots.
That was the part I missed. I got a 1211, 280 on the stage. And approach stop was 4546. Just want to verify that you cleared us for the 24 right ILS approach.
That is correct, sir.
Thank you.
JetBlue 101, speed 250.
250 knots, JetBlue 101. Approach on the 1431 with kilo descending
The 1431, approach Rudder. You are cleared ILS runway 25 left.
All right, we're going to get ready to, got about 100 miles to go before we get to top descent. Should have let the animals loose in the back, but forgot to.
JetBlue 101, approach 124.9. You have a great day.
24 JetBlue 101 Ewing.
Of 45, 46, 280 knots to circus, and then 250 knots after that.
Okay, 280 knots full circuit, 250 knots passing south of 45, 46.
Got 6209, approach 124.9. You have a good night. 2531, you have the airport total about 24 miles.
Affirmative, Delta 2531.
For the 2531, speed 210, on a visual approach runway 24 right.
Speed 210, clear visual 24 right. Appreciate it, Delta 2531.
All right. So it's a little quiet there. Let's see where we are.
Approach 128.5, you have a good day.
25 will see you.
Yes, sir.
I wish I had the schedule. Let's see if I can get the schedule up here.
2460 sitting on the auto, we have at a 234, upward 280 knots, flight outlet 25 left, 280, Grand Island, 25 left.
WorldFlight. All right, so there's WorldFlight. And if we go over here to the official teams, official teams. So here we are, this, New Zealand 361, 362, 363. So if we click on here, no. Should take us to, yeah, so Team Hamilton. So our charity is this rescue helicopter company, and we've donated to them every year that, or he's been donated every year. There's Mr. Hamilton and his setup, and he is in New Zealand. And then here's Mr. Pat out of Arizona in his setup. And then here's yours truly out of Gulfport in my setup. So yeah, we're one of the many official teams that are participating in this year's WorldFlight. And so, where's it going to go with this? Let's go back to the map. 67 to go. WorldFlight. So if we go to home and look at the route, this is really something special. Start in Sydney and hopscotch all over the place and end up back in Sydney. And here are the routes, the legs rather, in great detail, along with the local departure times and arrival times, the dates, everything that you need to know, so you can follow us along. I may try to get, well, actually, let me see something here. What Mr. Hamilton has done is, we go to, no, if we go to his site, okay, World Operations Center, schedule, don't know if he's got this up yet. Let's see if he's got it blocked. Okay, yeah, so here you can see, yeah, it's listed there. So if you go through here, you can see everywhere where ANZ 363 Scott, that's you know, yours truly here. So our first flight, we're all going to do the first leg, 2501, and then our first official flight is from Punta Arenas to Santiago, Chile, and then Santiago to Sao Paulo on our first day. But that's almost over 6.5 hours of flying in first day. So it's pretty good. So we're 51 miles. I'm going to go ahead and dial this on down. Let's take a quick look at where we are with our all right, so the Fundy 5, Bay of Fundy, I think that's right. So what I'll usually do is I'll look at these to see, it looks like most of these are 210, max speed 210, and at 5,000 for vectors, I'm sure, but since we're not going to be dealing with ATC, let me just take a quick look. See how this is going to step into. And that's runway 5. Yeah, so it looks like it changes from Odcus. So if we go here to, we'll get back to WorldFlight here in just a second. We're calling that 6. That's interesting. RNAV 5. And that is RNAV Yankee. Alright, so 061 is going to be the inbound course. And we're going to tag it at 1600, so probably a little risky to go that low, but I'll adjust it here in a second. Okay, so we're set there. We'll do our performance briefing for the arrival here shortly, but that's good there. Legs. So here we're ODCUS at 3,000. Traffic. 800 above us. There it is. That's pretty close. Yeah, that was cool. Okay. So the final approach fix is 1600, and that's AVTIG. AVTIG. I don't even see that on here. So there's a definite disconnect between, this is, wait a minute. How about, let's go here. That was the doodah. Here we go. That was our alternate. Okay. 1800 at Lampa. That's better. That's why you talk through these things, so that way you can cross-check and verify yourself. All right, so there's top of descent coming up. We've got our altitude set for that. We're going to go to init ref, and we're going to set 30 for our flaps. So now we've got a ref speed down here in our PFD of 138. You can see that in the green text down there. And we've got 1800 as altitude set in there. Disregard that, spam. As my wife says, that's my other girlfriend, spam calling. Gonna leave the VORs at 108. And let's see, do we have any? So we'll go to our fix page. CYHZ. And that's going to be 03061, and let's do 100 miles out. And there you can see the rings coming in. So that's our 100-mile ring. And then we'll go 061/50. And that'll put our 50 mile, oh, not 5. 061/50. 061/5. Disco 12. Oh, there goes our. Okay. So that just kicked in our top of descent. So I'm going to try at the beginning of this. We're in ProSim. Cockpit setup. Let's change this to trim. Save it. We'll see if that impacts the trim starts running away like it did before. Okay, so let's go back to WorldFlight. no, there's a schedule. So you can see each of the flights, and so it'll tick off as it shows boarding when we start each leg. But that's the way you can follow us around if you want to know which leg each of us are following. So it just we split the day up out of 8-hour shifts each. So that's how that works. So really excited about that. It's going to be a fun time for us for sure. So we'll keep this handy. And fundy. All right. And there we are, big picture. Okay, so we've got our VREF set. The other thing we can do is go in here and we can request our winds aloft to see. We've got a 92 knot headwind, or tailwind, excuse me. Wow. 90 knot tailwind. Ground speed of 548 knots. Hoo-yah! And it's coming up. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about drag right now. As long as I don't exceed my maneuvering speed, I'm fine. Load that. And execute. Okay. So I hope this gum isn't obnoxious. I apologize for that. That's kind of rude. All right, so we are, excuse me, approach into Halifax. Pin that. And let's see what the facility looks like. All right, 477, 500. So we're coming in on 5. We'll exit probably a Delta and then swing around to the terminal. That should be pretty sweet. Okay, close that one off. We'll leave this on. Sorry, I had just switched the camera. This morning when I flew, I had the camera zoomed in on here because I wanted to get a close-up so that the guys at the factory could see how the throttle was performing in the conditions that I described to them. All right, so let's take a look at the weather in Halifax. 3004. Be right back, guys. got some weather rolling in there. Sorry about that, guys. Had to go an emergency in the rear of the cabin there, but crisis abated. All right, so there's our altimeter, 3004. And we're coming in at like a ball of fire at 300 knots. Tailwind is still at 50 knots, but I like it. Make for a quick arrival. All right, so we were going to check on our performance calculations here. Looks like we're going to have 10,000. Okay, well now we're slowing down a little bit here. 5. Okay, auto brake 1. That's good. Well, $23.9. This is beautiful. They really have done a great job with the clouds. I have no complaints with the performance, that's for sure. So Xavier, if you're watching, I mean, this is, I'm showing 30 FPS is locked at 30 FPS. TLOD is at 300. Object level of detail is at 20, but we're also at 12,000, 13,000 feet. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put our lights on. We're going to put engines on continuous. Make the passengers hunker back down on their seats. All right, so speed brake is set. Armed, rather. Altimeter set. Recall good. Notify the passengers and the flight attendants. Exterior lights are good. Altitude, landing altitude is set. Man, I haven't been in a soup in a while. This is good. All right, so there we are. There we go.
As you're probably aware, weather 10 o'clock and 25 miles and 25 mile areas where they do extreme precipitation. Usually 12 o'clock and 40 miles, 25 mile areas, moderate with a little bit of heavy precipitation there also. Group 99, copy, sir, yep.
Yeah, so what ends up happening, as soon as I put a notch of flaps in, that's when things were going. So I'm just curious. I mean, safe operating speed, flaps from flaps 1 to 250 knots. So technically I could, but see, as soon as I put a notch of flaps in, look how it starts trimming. Not good. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, I don't know what the story with that is. Come on, come on. Stay connected. Why do you have to go? All right, let's put it back on trim.
Sir, probably about another 5-10 miles.
All right.
Here's for flight.
So I switched it back to trim on the autopilot pitch channel. I'm just curious really to see if that trim starts going. As soon as you put a notch of flaps in there, the trim was starting to go wonky. So let's try that again. Okay, see a notch of flaps and the trim is behaving. Go ahead and take this out. Oh yeah, am I right? And we are still connected, so it didn't disconnect. So it should start slowing down because speed has been adjusted. If you look at the PFD, speed has been adjusted to 180, so it's slowing down naturally. So yeah, it's behaving now. But I'm not getting any pitch movement on the yokes when I have that trim change. Yeah, so this behavior is normal. So I'm curious if I switch it to elevator. Yeah, see what it's doing now? I don't think that's right. And as soon as I take it off the elevator, it starts behaving. And see, now it's pulling back. Yeah, I definitely think there's something there. So, okay, we're going to go gear down. And we're going to go 5 degrees of flaps. See the airport here. Halifax traffic, American 714 inbound for runway 5, Halifax. Anybody in the pattern at Halifax? All right, so we're still on profile. Gear down 3 greens, top and bottom. Indicated flaps 5, auto brake 1. Speed brake is armed. Flaps 15.
132, contact Center 128.75. 137.5, right in 1, taking right.
And boss, for Never 3416, you get away for us to get around to the right.
Do you want it?
Halifax traffic, American 714. Anybody in the pattern?
Makes us working out for everybody.
All right, Endeavor 3468 flighting 070.
070, Never 3416.
Halifax traffic, American 714, 4,400 descending to 1,800 to intercept runway 5 at Oedkus. Halifax traffic.
070, Never 3416.
All right, flaps 30.
American 1272, contact 133.42.
13342, American 1220, taking it.
Number 3416, how does that heading look for you?
And approach armed. And there's the airport.
Towards the south, moderate to heavy degree precipitation. I think another 10 to the right would be better.
All right, we'll go ahead and take the 10 to the right. Like I said, we're not coming up with anything on the radar. Everything's off to the left.
So I'm going to, as soon as we make this turn, I'm going to take it off autopilot and just make sure that it's trimming out correctly, because it looks like it's kind of all over the place. See if it'll stabilize though once it gets established on the glide slope. All right, all lights are on, engines on continuous.
3702, climbing to level 290.
All's good.
So 2930, 28. Go.
Also 2930, forward 718 to level 210.
To the maintain level 210, that's 2930.
All right, yep, see, so that's a little bit better. See, I don't really have to trim it. It's in pretty good shape. It's a little low, not too bad.
Number 3416, try heading 100, 100 heading.
Just give it a little bit of trim to get it back up on. Don't want to be too low.
And Endeavor 3416, you're still not fading anything. It's here 12 o'clock, about 8 miles, and extends about 10 miles a week. That's going to affect you about 10 miles, 20 miles.
But you can see when I hold the trim tab down, its servo motor kicks into high gear. I don't know if that's a problem with it or risk wearing out the belt or anything too soon. I just don't know if that's a realistic effect. Is that how the real Yoke performs?
And Delta 92, center, hello, expect a little bit of late touch.
All right, so let's put it back on approach. See, it's pitching down. I don't know why it would. Yeah, okay. See, I don't know why it would give up trim.
92, climbing to level 290.
Climb now, flight level 290, Delta 92.
Just seems like that's a lot of trim, a lot of movement back and forth for no reason. All right, let's try this. No, not that.
The 93, showing a pass on that weather.
Delta 92, we're not painting anything too strong with it now. We're just about on top of it.
Yeah, see it?
Delta 92, climbing to level 330.
So I switched it back over to elevator mode, and I gotta get all that trim out of it, otherwise it's gonna, see, it's pitching up too much. So Carlo, definitely should be a good video to watch to see what's going on, to help you determine how to resolve that.
3702, contact center 128.75.
Yep, okay, so it's still looking at the, woohoo, wind shear, wind shear. Man, big crosswind, this will be fun. Halifax traffic, American 714 inbound, ILS 5 or runway 5, RNAV 5, and there's a 24 knot crosswind if anybody's watching.
0, 5.
It was a fairly decent ride up to about 26, and then about 28. Lake chop again.
So I picked up the speed to about 160. Just to, oh dude, you're getting on the runway? It's got to be AI traffic. Okay, it just went away. I thought I had AI turned off, the auto traffic.
400, 300.
Level 190, American 43.
200. 100. 50. 40.
We are turning at this
30.
very moment, American
20. 10.
Long landing. Long landing. 5,000 feet remaining.
I don't think maintenance could be too happy with the gear on that one. We'll see what they say.
4,000
I'd
remaining.
like to do a replay, but don't have it.
3,000 remaining.
Okay. That was pucker time on the crosswind there. Whew. Wow. All right. Well, Carlo, I think if you watch this, you're going to have all the information you're going to need to see what I'm referring to on the airport. I mean, on the airport, on the trim and with settings.
Contact center 13520.
35-8, connect southwest 5279.
4081 able, clear direct Yahoo.
Probably about 10 more miles.
Okay.
Sir, Deep JetBlue 1646, level 370, and direct to Ruiz.
JetBlue 1646, center clear direct to Roby, and there is an area of moderate heavy activity.
Okay, good deal.
About 5 miles, setting northbound.
All right, we have APU on and APU on the bleeds, so that's good. Request that and. All right. Well, thank you for flying with us, ladies and gentlemen. Release the passengers. That's good. Window heat off, probe heats off, hydraulics off. Let's see. Let's go maintenance, ground services, ground power, and that's good.
Out of 37 for 310 for JetBlue 1646.
Okay, that was fun. All right, so yeah, good feedback, I think, for the throttle and the runaway trim on that. So I hope, Carlo, I hope you look at that, and if you have any questions, I'll try to put a timestamp on when the areas that were most valuable occurred, so you can figure out what to do from there. But otherwise, guys, thanks for flying with us today. Enjoyed it, and I hope you come back and fly with us again. And as always, like and subscribe. It helps.
November 255 Charlie Charlie is with you. Flight number 410.
November 255 Charlie Charlie, center city.
Very good evening. It's West 15 X-ray Heavy. 13,800, climbing level 190.
West 15 X-ray, center, climb maintain level 340.
Climb maintain level 340.
140 and we are on a heading 140 to avoid CD 40 miles ahead of us.
Plus 15 X-ray, roger. When able, call direct Yahoo.
When able, direct Yahoo will call you with 15 X-ray.